We'll use the same data set for the next concept, the group by, or the next topic group by. I'll just save with the meaningful name, so that if I share it to you all, you should be able to practice it. Okay, in this case I don't need the parameter. Even if it is there, let it be there. Anyhow, I'm going to remove this. Now I don't need this parameter now. In real-time scenario, we will be using multiple parameters. When you open your code, and especially when you open the transform, when you go to the transformer, you will find a lot of parameters used by your developers, or in the real-time project they would have used it, because they don't want to do hard coding. Hard coding is not the good practice. I'll just clear the filter, and then if I delete it, it will get deleted. So I removed the parameter. So now I go ahead and apply this one. So today's topic is group by. So what is group by? So why should I do group by? With the group by, you can perform data aggregation. So what is a data aggregation? It is the process where the data is collected and presented in a summarized format. In simple term, data aggregation is presenting the data in summarized format. Presenting the data in summarized format. Look here. Data in summarized format. So that is what aggregation. This is what aggregation is all about. So what do you mean by summarization, which is nothing but aggregation? Aggregation and summarization, both of them are synonymous to each other. So there are functions related to aggregations are available in almost all the languages. In Python, and even you take any software program, right? So everywhere the aggregation functions are available. You have something called count function, max function, min function, sum function. Okay, so these are an average function. So these are the functions, built-in functions that is available in Power BI to perform the summarization. We want to summarize the data. We don't want to see the detailed data. When it comes to data analytics, if you are a data analyst or if you work in any data analytics project, aggregation is one of the important aspect of the data analytics project. Fine. So using group by, we can do the aggregation. So what exactly we do with group by? For example, you are given the data set like this. In your data set, you have country, region, quantity and sales. Your manager wants to see, or your business, one of your business users, they wants to see, hey, I wanted to know the total sales we made by country. Country wise total sales I wanted to view it. So regardless of the region. So look here. So United States we have East region, and the same United States we have West and South regions are there. Even within South region we have two different records. We have it here. So what they wanted to see is something like this. Not something like this. This one. In United States, tell me what is the total sales, regardless of the regions that are there in United States. I wanted to see the total sales in United States and total quantity which we sold it in United States. Similarly, for the other countries, they wanted to see the consolidated or the total sales for by country. Regardless of the region, each country has it. They are very particular about, tell me the total sales in each country. Tell me the total units that we sold it in each country. Don't give me the breakup. I'm not asking you region wise breakup in each country. I'm not asking that one. Fine. So So this is how, so using group by you can achieve like this. You can generate a report like this. With the help of group by you can generate like this. And also using group by, so in this case we did the group by on country. One second, I'll just show you here. In this case we did the group by on country. That means consolidate or summarize the sales by country. Summarize the sales by country only. Okay, the next step is when they look at it, they are bit surprised. They are curious to know in each country which region, in each country region wise what is the total sales. In each country region wise what is the sales. So by looking at that data, they will get an instant idea in each country which region contributed more revenue. Okay, so in that case we are doing group by based on these two columns, country wise region. If you do a group by or summarization based on these two columns, what will happen is, look here in the case of this data set, United States, we have two regions are there. South itself we have two records are there. We need to summarize these two things. 5 plus 5 is 10 and 8764 plus 4251. So look here, in the south region 5 plus 5 is 10, and when you add these two things together you will get 13,015. Within this each country, the region, right? Region, we are doing the consolidation, the region itself, right? We don't want to have two records, we want to have single record. United States, South region, what is the total sales and total number of quantities that we sold it. Similarly, for the other region in the same country and other countries, we are doing it. Each country, the total sales we made in each region. Okay, instead of seeing the detailed granular data like this, they wanted to get an high level view about this. Okay, United States, look at here in the east region. So how many number of records are there for the United States East region? Only one record is there. So hence here 2,500. The United States West region, only one record is there, hence 6 and 762. Here it need not to do the sum, right? It need not to do the consolidation. And the next one is South. We have two records are there for South region in United States. So in this case we don't need the detailed information. Okay, we need to do consolidation. So when you do the group by on country column and the region column, what will happen is you will have only one record for United States and the South region will get consolidated. Only one record will be there in South region. The South region, whatever value is there, it will get summarized. So 5 plus 5 is 10 and this one. They don't want to see the detailed data like this. Okay, and similarly for each country, what is the total sales in each region. So this is how you need to generate the report. If they wanted to see the country wise, region wise total sales and total units or quantity that they sold it. Okay, this is how you can apply the group by. So this is where the group by function is very much helpful in terms of generating the output like this. One second, let me just clear this. Okay, in Power BI, we can group the values in various rows into a single value by grouping the rows according to the values in one or more columns. So in Power BI, we can choose from two types of grouping operations. So one is aggregate a column by using aggregate function. Aggregate a column by using an aggregate function. What is an aggregate function? What is the aggregate function I told you? Sum function and average function, minimum function, max function. So these are the aggregate function. Aggregate a column. Which column we aggregated in the previous example? Country column. country and region together we aggregated using sum function. In the previous example, I have used the sum function. In Excel, I have used sum function. Okay. So the next one is perform a row operation. Okay, perform a row operation to group by one or more columns. We will see what exactly perform a row operation. So this, most of you might be familiar with the first option because we use in the SQL. I don't know how many of you remember the SQL query. In the SQL query, we've used something called group by, isn't it? So whenever you want to do any aggregation, we will be using a group by along with the sum function or average function. Okay, so now what we will do is I just go to the Power BI. Okay, I just created the new one. 1 second, I'll just go to this one. I just go to the transform. I just click the transform in the menu. Okay, so here you can see something called group by. Can you all see it here on the top left corner? So you can see group by here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the group by here. So now 1 second. Now what I do is I'll take the simple example. The same data set, I will load it here. I just show you the Excel file also. For this one, I used so this is the file is holding the data. Here also you can see the column names, country, quantity, region, and when you go to the data view also you can see it here. AGG sales. This is the data set. I just loaded it here. This data set has the data values like this. I have something called United States. Here for United States there is a spelling mistake. It is not correctly typed. There is a typo here. So what I will do is I just go to my Excel sheet. All I can fix it here itself. But still, I'll just go to my Excel sheet. I'll do that. Okay, and to show you how to refresh the data. See, when you make any changes to your Excel file in the operating Excel file or .csv file in the operating system, see in the Excel file itself, I'm making change here. I just saved it. I removed one yes here. Okay, but if you open it again, even if you open it again, see, I made a change there. When I select this, still the same value is there. Whatever the change I made it in my Excel file, it is not reflecting. In my Excel file, what change I made it? I removed one yes here because it's spelling mistake. So what I do is, in order for the changes, whatever I made it in my Excel file to come into effect, I just selected the home ribbon. I just click refresh. When I click the refresh button, what will happen is, whatever the changes that I made it, that will get refreshed here. Look here, the data got refreshed. So we can see the fresh data, whatever the changes which I made it a while back, that is getting refreshed. So the same way, whenever you make changes to your file system, file that is there in your Windows operating system, you need to save it and then you come and refresh it here, so that you will whatever the changes you made to the operating system file will get refreshed here. Fine. The next step is I just go to my transform data Power Query editor. So here I just select transform ribbon. When I select the transform ribbon, what will happen is it will show all the options, the group by, and use first row as it is, transpose, all the things that we are going to do group by now. Okay, so here what I am going to do is I'm going to just, let me do one thing. I just delete this one. I just go here and I'm going to duplicate this one. I'm going to simply, okay, okay, one second. Why? Oh, sorry, I did not, mistakenly I removed it. When you make such a mistake, right, you mistakenly remove that file, but when you realize, okay, I mistakenly removed that file, actually we are supposed to work on the aggsales.csv file, mistakenly I removed that query. Okay, what I do is, let me do one thing. It's not, okay, filtered rows, okay, here it will not come here, but since I deleted it there, you cannot get it back there, that one. So here you need to discard the changes. I did not save it, okay, discard it. Look here, now I got it back. See, in the case of Power Query editor, you cannot use Control Z. For example, you deleted something mistakenly, and in the case of Excel sheet, or in the case of Word document, or you use any other document, when you make a mistake, you can use Control Z to undo the changes. You made some changes, but you wanted to get the previous data. Control Z, when you press it, you will get it. But here I mistakenly deleted it, or I intentionally deleted it. How I can get it back? The only way is you just, the one option is just simply close it. Okay, simply close it. Don't press close and apply. Okay, simply close it. Okay, or if you delete it, it will be gone. Okay, if you close and if you delete it, and if you close and apply, this is a very dangerous thing. Okay, you will not get it back here. Okay, but still there are options, you can bring it here. Okay, you can use new query option, you can bring it here, but still don't do that mistake. Okay, in the sense you can delete it. Even if you delete it, what you do is simply file and close it. Don't apply it. When you apply it, what will happen is you will not get it back. Again, you need to create a query and all the, that headache is there. Don't do that. Okay, now what we are doing is, this is my data file, right? So when you open the data file in the Power Query editor, it will get converted as queries as usual, like sales W04. Even AGG sales also got converted as a query file, right? And in this case, I want to do the aggregation. Now I just select the transform ribbon. Here I have the group by option on the top left, right? So when I select the group by icon, when I click on that one, so it will open up a dialog box like this. In this dialog box, you have two options, basic and advanced. By default, it is basic. Look here. Here I want to do the aggregation based on the country column. Okay, country is there, but if you select it, you can find various other options. I'm going to select country. So I'm going to do the total sales. I want to compute the total sales. So hence I'm going to create a new column. I don't have to create it explicitly. As part of group by itself, you have an option to specify the new column name, total sales, and then what operation are you going to perform it. When you click on this, you will have various options. As I told you, sum, average, you can use median also, and middle value, statistical measure, okay, and minimum, maximum, count rows, count distinct rows, all rows. So in my case, I'm going to do sum. Okay, and here which column you want to submit? Sales, not on country. If you submit on country, it doesn't make any sense because of text value. So I'm going to perform a sum operation on sales column. Okay, sales column, and here the column which I wanted to consolidate is based on the country, hence I selected country here. Click OK here. Look here, United States, only one record is there. Australia, only one record is there. Germany, only one record is there. New Zealand, only one record is there. For each country, it aggregated or it summarized the sales value. Okay, it summarized the sales value using some function. We will just cross verify that with the Excel data here. So in the Excel data, the United States 23138, so 23138, and Australia 28792, and Germany 5344, and New Zealand 8642. It has done the aggregation perfectly. The actual data is like this. This is the actual data. This is the actual data. But here, though we have multiple records are there for United States, it consolidated all the United States country records into a single record, and since we have used sum function, it summarized the sales column. So now we will see how we can summarize for quantity column. So now I am going to undo this one. Look here on the right side in the applied steps, I am going to undo this because I cannot use Control Z. Instead, if I click the cross here, so I get back my original data. Okay, and next what I do is I'll select group by here, and here what I am going to do is I am going to select advanced. Here what I do is I select country. Okay, and what I am going to do is okay, let me do one thing. Let me just use country itself. We'll go step by step. Total sum. Here I am going to say sales here. Okay, but when I select advanced, what will happen is you can total quantity. You can add one more column, sum and quantity. So when I click on select, the OK, it shows you the consolidated values or the total sales and total quantity by country. It shows like how we did the summarization for the country column, right? So we have done the summarization for the quantity column also by country. Look here. So in this case, United States, we have 2, and 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 plus 10 is 18 records. Look here. So total number of units or quantities that we sold by country, we can see it here. Similarly, total sales or total revenue which we made it by country, we can see it here. Very good. So with this we are able to achieve this one. So only when you use the advanced option, you can select more than one column which you want to aggregate it, you can do it. Okay. So okay, I just wanted to do what I want to do is, this is fine, but I want to do the group by on more than one column. So in the previously we did the group by on only country column. Now I want to do the group by on country and region. How can I do that? The same approach, click group by, and here select advanced option. Here you select country, and then here region. Country and region together, I'm going to do a grouping, and here what I do is I will go and select, I'm going to specify total sales, sum, and column is sales. If you want only the sales, if you want to aggregate only the sales, you can do it. because we have another column quantity, hence I am going to do the aggregation for the quantity also. When I click OK, we are getting it. Look here, we have multiple record, more than one record we can see it for United States. Why? Because in United States we have 3 different regions are there. In the case of United States, the south region, for the south region we had 2 records, we had seen 2 records in the file, right? So in the data set, look here, in the data set for United States, especially south, we have 2 records, right? Since we did the group by on country and region together, both of them got consolidated. Now we have only one record for south region, United States south, and these 2 values got added. 5 plus 5 is 10 in south region of United States, and this value, right? So 4251 and 87, almost the 13,015. Now you understood, right, how to do the aggregation for more than one column. Single column, earlier we saw it. If you want to do the aggregation based on the combination of 2 columns or more than one column, you need to do it this way. Okay, fine. So next one is, so this is how you need to perform aggregation by grouping one or more columns. Okay, now what we will do is we will perform a row operation. I will just go back to this one. I was talking about this one, perform a row operation. What is a row operation in group by? Okay, so here what I do is I just go ahead and delete this one here. I can use the same thing, but still. Okay, so this is my data set. Whatever the aggregation I did it, I just I just undone with that one. So what I am going to do is I'm using group by again. So here what I do is I just select the country, and I'm going to say the region. Okay, here what I am going to do is I'm going to add, or for what we will do is start with a simple thing. So I'm going to delete this one. We'll go start with basic thing. Okay, and country, and then the next one is total sales. Okay, we have to use advanced. So here I'm going to use total sales. The column name, new column name is total sales. I'm going to do sum on sales here. So next one is, this is a common thing. This is what we did it. Aggregation. We perform the aggregation by country, right? Sales by country. Okay. The next one is we are going to do the row operation, right? So we are going to perform a row operation to group by one or more columns. So here I'm going to create something like region, something like that. Okay. So here when you select this one, all rows, I'm going to do all rows, but you will, this one will get deactivated. When you select all rows, this one will get deactivated. So now if I click OK, let us see what happens. Look here, country wise total sales, we could see that. So this, when we did the aggregation on this country column, we could see the sales values got summarized. Though we have multiple records for United States and other countries, it got summarized. Perfect. It did the perfect job. But along with this, I did the perform a row operation for the group by. I have given the row operation. For that I have given some name, regions, in this case regions. Okay. So in this you can see something like table. When you click table for each row, it will show you the granular level of the sales. Okay, granular level of the sales. Granular level is the lowest level of sales, or what makes up that value. For example, if I go back to this one, if I select one second, if I select grouped rows 23138, and if I select the table, okay, already it is there here, I just select it here. So these four records sales value makes up 2318. If you want to see the breakup of this one, right, when you click the table, it will show you this, and if you add all these values, you will get 23138. This is nothing but performing a row operation. Okay, along with this you can see it. And also, if you want to for example, if you look here, the regions column on the right side, you can see in the icon something like this, double arrow, right? When you select on this, use original column as prefix. Okay, when I select this one, expand, when I click expand, insert the step, so now it made part of this, right? So whatever we have seen it, right? Regions dot region, regions dot quantity, right? So whatever the records we have seen it, expanded regions, I just deselect it here. I'm going to unselect it here. Fine. So now, if you look, let's go back to this one. Okay. So when you select the table here, so it will show the breakup for this value in simple term. The same thing is applicable for other country values also. If you select the table, you can see how we got 28,792, which means the breakup of this one, you can find it here, 28792. If you select this one, it will ask you navigate Australia. So in Australia, so look here, so 17, right? If you go back here, sorry, okay, we did not use quantity here. Anyhow, so here so anyhow, I don't want to use the another step because already we created the step for this Australia. If you add 24,000 plus close to 4,000, right? So 28,000 and odd, 28,000 and odd, right? We are getting it. Yes, correct. So what we can do with by performing a row operation is, we can see the breakup for each and every summarized values. So that is what called as a row operation, right? Performing a row operation to group by. Fine. So next one is, we have something called fuzzy grouping. Fuzzy grouping. What is that? Fuzzy grouping, which is something new for you all. Fuzzy grouping. There's something called fuzzy grouping. You might have worked in SQL and other languages, other programming languages. Here, Power BI uses the artificial intelligence algorithm here. You have something called the hierarchical clustering algorithm, kind of clustering algorithm it uses. So in order to understand the fuzzy grouping, what we need to do is we'll have to use, one second, I'll just apply this one. In order to understand the fuzzy grouping, there is an option called fuzzy grouping. So we have seen it here. If you go to transform data, query editor, one second, when I click the transform ribbon, look here. So in the case of aggregation sales, right? So we did the aggregation. So we saw this one, and this is the group thing, right? So for example, I just remove it, these things I'll get. So when I remove that changes, I get back to my original data. So I redo the same thing again. But unfortunately in Power BI desktop, we don't have the fuzzy grouping option here. If you see here, right, just beneath this, you should have some option called fuzzy grouping. That is not available here. That is available only in this one, the Power BI service online, okay, cloud. So there you can find that option. Okay. First of all, what is a fuzzy grouping. First of all, what is a fuzzy grouping? I'll just close this one because we did not Power Query Editor, not now. Okay, let it be there. First of all, what is a fuzzy grouping? The idea of fuzzy grouping is do a group by operation which uses an approximate match algorithm for text strings, which uses an approximate match algorithm for text strings. So what does that mean? I'll just open the Excel file. This is my Excel file. Here what I do is I intentionally make some spelling mistake here. Let's I'm going to say, since Power BI is case sensitive, so if you use case sensitive, and again, right, so it's even in the case of case sensitive, so for example, if you use small s is different from capital S. Here United States, this one is different from this one. When you load the data and when you do the aggregation, Power BI will consider this record is different from these three records. It will do the aggregation for these three records, and it will and then it will not include as part of United States. It will consider this as a separate record. It will consider it as a United States only, but these three records only will be consolidated or aggregated. This one will not be aggregated as part of United States records, because it is here we have used the different case, right? Lowercase s is started with lowercase, small s. Hence, Power BI will consider this is a separate record. Okay, it is not part of this group. Okay, so and for in this case we can use the small s to demonstrate how the fuzzy grouping works. What I do is I go one step ahead and I am going to make a spelling mistake here. Control S. I am going to save it here. How do I refresh the data here? And here let me discard the changes. I just select the transform data again. Before that, I loaded the data before making this change, right? So now what I do is I'll just go and check the data that is there in my AGG sales. Okay, here let me do one thing. This is still there. Okay, here I just remove this one. Okay, I just reverted back to the original state, and I am going to close and apply. Okay, so here this record, the United States, the name is different from these three United States values here in the country column. So what I do is now I go back to the Power Query Editor. I do the aggregation again. I do the aggregation on the summarization or aggregation on the country column. I just select the AGG sales query, and here I just go to transform, select group by. Let's see what happens here. So does it consider they wrongly typed country name also as part of the existing country. Look here, this, since we made a typo here, it considers this is a different record altogether. It is not falling under this group. It is not falling under United States group. It treats this as a separate thing. But according to us, these two are same records, but unfortunately due to typo, it considers these two are two different groups. Okay, so that's the reason why it consolidated all the United States records correctly here in this case, because we have used the correct spelling here, but whereas here we made typo, because of which it considers a different group altogether. It is not falling under this group, hence it does the aggregation for this one also separately. Actually this 2500 should have got added here. It is not happening here, but in this case, one second, I'll just close and apply it, let it be there. So what I do is, in Power BI Cloud, we have an option called fuzzy grouping. It uses the clustering technique to do the grouping. So this is my Power BI Cloud. What I do is I'll just go to the workspaces, and what I do here is I select, let's say, sales and marketing, and here when I selected the workspace sales and marketing, you can find something like this on the right side. When you select new button here, you will find various options. You want to create a new data set, or you want to create a new dashboard or scorecard or paginated report. So what you want to create? I want to create a data flow here. So the Power Query online. So here what I do is I am going to add a new table. So I am going to do the same thing here. Okay, here I select the file option. So I'm going to import the file from the scratch. So here I know the file name is d.dat1. It is the file name is agg sales.csv. It is available in this folder, and data gateway is, you need to select the gateway here. I will tell you what is gateway, and here my username is welcome, and I am going to type the password here. Okay, but if I don't select this one, what will happen is nothing will come here. Okay, authentication none. So you have to use the gateway. So in my case, that gateway name is this one. So I will tell you what is gateway later point in time. At this moment, you just assume that the data gateway should run here. Okay, I just selected the gateway because I installed the gateway in my local system, in my laptop. Okay, so now everything is fine. I've given the authentication, Windows authentication, and the Windows username, Windows password, and the next button got enabled. When I select next button, it will open up the Power Query editor on cloud. For this data file, it opens a, but again, while opening this file itself, you have an option, you have only three options: cancel, add table using examples, and transform data. You don't see load option here, right? So directly it tells transform data. Okay, I know the using example we already discussed. I don't want to select the using example. I just selected the transform. So this is the query editor. Whatever you see it in the local Power BI desktop, Power Query, right? One second, I'll just, this one, the same thing, Power Query editor, the same thing. You can, now you are seeing it on cloud. Okay, so here what I do is I just select the transform ribbon. I do the group by same thing whatever I did, I'm going to select it here. Look here, here you find fuzzy grouping option. This is available in Power BI Cloud. So here what I do is I'm going to select, I'm going to say, yeah, new column is total sales, and here perform sum on which column? Sales column. And here I select this option fuzzy grouping, and when you expand this one you find some more option, ignore case. You remember I told you, if the United States, in the case of United States, if you specify small case, right, not only the typo, even if you correctly type the spelling, but if you use the lower case instead of the capital S, if you use a small s, still it will treat that as a separate group, different value. But when you use fuzzy grouping, see, ignore case. If it is a smaller s, ignore it. But you just match the text values. If the text values are matching it, then you can consider it as a single group. Even if there is a case mismatch, lowercase, uppercase mismatch, you still consider it as a single group. Okay, and group by combining text parts, right? What it does is fuzzy matching. It does, though I have the spelling mistake here, it's just the fuzzy matching of United States, only S is there, right? It is not, somewhat it is closer, right? Close match. It goes by the close match in simple term. So for that, right, we say something like Jacquard similarity. Okay, it uses something called Jacquard similarity. That is the algorithm it uses behind the scene, Power Query. So this is the algorithm, we use it in artificial intelligence also. So how it works is, the Power Query will select the most frequent instance as the canonical instance. See, United, here United, right? These are all more or less the states, right? Most frequently it is occurring, right? So based on which also it selects the frequent instances. Okay, now I just enable the fuzzy match. Look here, now though I have this spelling mistake for the United States, still it considers the wrongly typed United States value also falls under correctly typed United States group. But whereas here, what happened here? So here it considers this separate, here it's considered. But whereas here, in here, since we used fuzzy group thing, right? It consolidates everything. See, 20,000 plus 2,500. So 22,500 and 23,000 and all, right? So 23,138. That is the advantage of using fuzzy grouping. So in real time scenario, what will happen is the front end, in the case of the cash counter, the people, right, the clerks, they enter the billing, everything. When they enter the billing, they might tend to do some kind of mistake, typo, right? But if they do typo, what will happen is we will get similar kind of issues. It will consider, though this value falls under this group, because of the typo, it considers this is a separate group and this is a separate group, right? So, but now with the help of fuzzy group matching, we can overcome that kind of issues. This is also called as a data standardization. So as part of data standardization, what we do is we will go and check physically. So are there any spelling mistakes? Are there any the naming convention are not used properly? We go and check it. So in that case, what we do is we go and manually address it. See, basically what you can do is you can go to in the query editor, you can go and then you replace SS by yes. You have a replace option. You can do it, right? Even after this, so even let's say in this case we have hardly few records, 6 records or 5 records. You have 1 million records are there. right? You need to replace the value, and then you need to go and do group by. It takes longer time. Hence what it is, in one go you go to this Power BI Cloud, Power Query Editor, and then you do the enable the fuzzy grouping option. You get it everything in one go. Now we understood how the fuzzy grouping is working. So now so far we discussed how to perform aggregation, or how to aggregate a column by using an aggregate function. What is aggregate function? Sum function, average function. In this case I have used sum. You can use average, you can use count also. So when will you use count? Supposing you wanted to know how many number of records are there in each country, right? For example, each country you have customers. How many customers are there in each country, or how many, that is based on the number of records, right? So you can use count. You can use count. Using count also you can find out how many number of records are there. So what I will do is I will just show you that one also, since you are all completely new into programming. I'm going to select group by. So here I am going to see in the here I'm going to select advanced here, but I'm going to do an aggregation on this column only, but still I'm going to perform aggregation on more than one column. So here total sales, or why total sales always, I am going to say average sales in United States. What is the average sales we made in United States? Average. Here I go and select sales, and next I am going to add aggregation. Here what I am going to do is total number of customers. I am going to say total number of records. Okay, here you have something like count rows, count distinct rows, all rows. Okay, I am going to say count rows. So yeah, simply count rows. Okay, click OK. Look here, in United States we have 3 records. Since typo, it is separate record. Actually this one also to be made part of this one with fuzzy thing, right? Fuzzy matching, fuzzy grouping. We can address this issue on cloud. Okay, so Australia we have 3 records are there. We'll go and verify it in my Excel sheet. In Australia we have 1, 2 and 3 records are there, correct? So 3 records are there for Australia. Since we have 3 records, I say 3 customers, they purchased products from me. Okay, and Germany we have 2 records, and if you see here Germany we have 2 records, New Zealand we have 2 records. Very good, right? So each country it does the counting here. This is called count, and in this case now we apply the average function, hence it averages the sales for each country. But still there is a problem here, data issue. This is also falls under data issue category. So what we do is, with the help of Power Query Editor on cloud, especially with fuzzy logic, fuzzy grouping, we are able to overcome this issue. Fine. So next what I do is, okay, to simulate that I made a typo here. What we will do is, I'll just go back here and I'm going to, I'll show you one more thing. Okay, what I'm going to do is, now I'll be saving this. I'm going to apply this change. What change? The aggregation. Don't do aggregation now. We get back to the original data. Okay, we got the original data. Now what I will do is, I'll go and make the changes in my data file itself. Okay, I'm going to correct this one because I want to show you one more concept here, one more technique. Okay, I just save this file. Next what I do is, I just go to the here, I just select, yeah, home ribbon is there, and click refresh because I wanted to refresh the latest data. So in that case, since I corrected this one will also fall under this category. So this one also will be similar to this one. Okay, now okay, good, we got the fresh data. Since I clicked on refresh, the latest data got loaded here. Let's wait for some time. Fine. So I just open the transformer. Did I open it? No, right? Okay. Power Query Editor. I'll be going to Power Query Editor. Again, I'm going to select the transform ribbon and I'm going to do the group by. I'm going to the group by. I select this data set, this query, okay? Because for on this data we are doing the group by. I'm going to select group by. So now we have, I'm going to select advanced. I'm doing the same thing, country wise. Here I'm going to do sum and on the sales. The next one is I'm going to say something like some meaning, right? Regions. You remember I have used all rows. Click OK. So here when I select table, it shows you the breakdown for this one, how we got this value, right? So how many number of records, sales value. When I do sum, am I getting this value? These four values, if you summarize it, you get this value. Fine, this already we discussed it. The next one is, okay, so instead of showing the values, one second, sorry. When you click table, it will show this value. So whatever you see it here, if you wanted to make this also as part of this output, what you do is you need to select this one. If you click this one, so whatever the detailed records for the United States, which we have seen it there, right? So that one will be made part of this, and 4 records were there, right? These 4 records will be made part of this output. Then it will be a confusing thing. We don't want to do that, but still, if you, they have given an option. If you want, you can include it as part of this one. If your manager asks you, hey, along with the summarized value, I need to know the detailed value. So how you arrived this one? You show me the detailed records also. In that case, you select this one, and if you expand this one, that those 4 records, right, for each country, the detailed transaction will also get added here. We don't want that now. So now what I wanted to show you is something different. I just go to add column. I'm going to create a new column here. I wanted to find out, along with the summarized value, what is the maximum sale in each country, right? So each country or the region wise, what is the sales, right? So now what I do is I'm going to insert a new step, because I'm going to create a new column. Okay, here what I do is I'm going to say here's something called table dot max function is there. Table dot max, table dot max, you select it. Since I've used regions there, right? So, or instead of typing it, always it's a better practice, good practice, you just select it here, regions, comma, I'm going to say, or sales. In our case, we are using sales, right? So here I'm going to use it. Select OK. Okay, we are done with. So now in United States, I wanted to see the maximum sales within the United States records. Which one is the highest sale? 8764. Now we will go and cross verify with our data set. So in the United States, this is small value and the highest value is 8764, right? Of all these things, 8764 is the highest value. It shows correctly here. Okay. So you need to create another column. In that column, table.max function, with the help of the table.max function, we are able to find out within the United States what is the maximum sales we achieved, which is within the United States records, which record we have the maximum sales. So when you select this one, instead of selecting each and every country, for each and every country, instead of selecting this one, right, you can use this option. If I click on this, it will open something. You want to include what, right? So I don't want to include everything. Whatever you want, you can. So already country is there, region is there, and list may be incomplete. Load more. Yeah, country, region, sales is right. We want to see the sales only because already it is there. Rest of them, and when I select this one, look here, sales. So this is the, you can rename it here. So maximum. So what is the maximum sales? Right, in United States. Ideally, you can use region also here. Okay, when you do the aggregation on country and region, which region we achieved the maximum sales. In that case, it makes sense. Probably you can try it out. Okay, in this case, I did the aggregation on only the country column. You do the aggregation or group by on country and region, so that within each country, which region we achieved the maximum sales. You can do it that way. Okay, now you understood, right? So now we have covered completely all the options that are available in group by in this session. You just practice it without a fail. I'll just share the same PBX file to you all, like how I shared it yesterday. Okay, I'm going to apply the same thing. The data file also I'll share it to you because I use this data file. I'll share it to you. Practice it. So if you practice it on a daily basis, you will be able to pick up quickly.